My name is Kellyanne Dubbin, and I am here to represent the Child Advocacy Center of Frederick County, Maryland, as well as Hood College, members of a community-wide collaboration focused on improving outcomes for children. Today we want to share with you the impact media reports can have on child victims of maltreatment, using the most important and knowledgeable of sources, the children and families involved. The voices you will hear are actors articulating direct quotes from interviews we conducted with children and their families. Information published by a news organization, whether newspapers, television, or internet-based, becomes public and permanent. By design, links to reposts on social media are embedded in articles, ensuring wide dissemination.
It's not just that people are buying your copies. You make a link available so you can post it on Facebook for free.
You're giving people the access to post it all over the internet.
Child abuse deprives children of control over their environment. They are re-victimized when reports include information that could identify them or their family members. Children are no longer in control of when, where, how, and to whom they tell their own story. This deprives them of a sense of control, which is necessary for healing.
It was in the paper, and half of what they said wasn't even true.
I told my friends because the guidance counselor pulled me aside, and they wanted to know why the guidance counselor pulled me aside, so I just told them.
Wounds are opened again and again.
It has been almost a year since the first article, and it's in the paper again.
The standard for responsible journalism is to limit disclosure of information that would identify the victims. And although children are almost never directly identified, details like ages, the block, the street, or the number of children in the family sabotage anonymity.
They put both girls' age at the time of the abuse, but they also put when the dates of abuse were.
Photos of alleged offenders are routinely published in stories about child maltreatment.
Although they don't put the names in there, they put enough information for people to connect the dots, even people we don't know. Parents on my kids' soccer team, people I went to high school with, they see his name and picture and our children's ages, and they can figure out which of my children he was abusing.
If people knew his relationship to me, and they knew mine and my siblings' ages, they could have pieced it together pretty quickly.
In our community, the local newspaper delivers papers to the public school system each day. This provides a rich resource for incorporating current events into curricula. It may also expose a child's victim status to their peers. Publicity creates an unwanted and narrow identity for the child. Instead of soccer player or gymnast or sixth grader, the child becomes victim.
I don't think they should have put it in the first page. They should have put it in the middle. Know it at my school, it reads the middle.
There is other news. Please don't put it on the front page.
I think they feel they are protecting society, but they are not. He's already in jail.
Families may feel they have no refuge after public accounts of their trauma.
We were constantly on guard thinking that reporters might come up to our house, because not only was it on TV, but it was in the newspaper and it was online.
People put the pieces together and make comments to us in stores, on Facebook, and even at McDonald's.
I had to stay away from school for 5 days. They put the story in the paper, and that affected me.
My kids are back in school, and they're back in their routine, and it's on the front page again, and we have to answer questions about it again.
One of the most important freedoms we enjoy as citizens of the United States is the right to a free and open press. We believe important news can still be reported, child abuse perpetrators identified, and victims protected, all within the same story. I'd like to share an example of the way one newspaper has handled this balance. Quote, "This paper is not providing other details about the children to protect their identities."
We need to understand that child maltreatment is far more common than most of us realize. In fact, in our country, 1 in 8 children has a substantiated case of child maltreatment before their 18th birthday. That's 12.5% of our children. That means that a case of child sexual abuse, physical abuse, or severe neglect is reported, investigated by authorities, and found to be substantiated. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We need to act urgently to protect our children and to ensure their well-being. Child abuse causes unnecessary suffering now and sometimes far into the future. It's not just a children's justice issue, it's also an issue of the prosperity of our own communities.
Journalism is a powerful resource for keeping the public informed. Please remember as you report that children have a right to privacy. Report the crime and protect the child. You can do both.